Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I will be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Self-Winding Reference 15510OR.OO.1320OR.03. It's in rose gold with a blue dial. 41 millimeter. I will tell you a little bit about the history of the Royal Oak, then tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Royal Oaks, then tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. The Royal Oak was created in 1972. It was created by Gerald Genta, who then created in 1976 for Patek Philippe the Nautilus, which is AP's or the Royal Oak's probably biggest competitor. The Royal Oak and the Nautilus are really the top two luxury sports watches that one can buy. I might put the Daytona Rolex up there as number 3, and then maybe 4 might be the Vacheron Overseas, but something like that, and maybe 5 Richard Mille, something like that. But at any rate, the Audemars Piguet created the luxury sports watch segment in 1972 by releasing their 39 millimeter, at the time was called Jumbo because it was really, really big, 39 millimeter steel watch in blue, Royal Oak. And it didn't catch on right away, but it eventually caught on, and it became probably the largest segment of any watch section. Most people want luxury sports watches. They're going less so for the dress watches. Of course, there's some that are dress watches are doing well, but not as well as sports watches. And almost certainly sports watches are the ones that command a premium as opposed to dress watches. And that's probably going to be attributed to AP having created the segment to begin with. All right, now with all that said, this is not a history lesson. I can't go through all that stuff when I talk about Royal Oak. I think it would be best to talk about the next section, which is where does this watch stand in the lineup of the other similar Royal Oaks? Well, this is the latest generation. Now, the 15510OR, which the reference, which is what this is, was created in 2022, I think it was. Yes, 2022. And at that time, it replaced the previous reference, which is 15500OR, the difference by a 1 or a 0. And that generation, I believe, was from 17 until 22. So it had like a 5-year run or so. What is different? I'll go through it when I talk about the specifics of it. But this is the latest generation. And I believe that this generation right now that they have right here, I think it will last more than 5 years because I really cannot see anything wrong with it. And it probably, my guess, mark my words, will be the same generation of watch that AP will continue offering for probably the next 10 years. So at least until 2032 or something, at least, because there's really nothing wrong with it. It has a lot of new features, which I'll go through. All right, now where does it stand in the lineup? Well, as far as rose, you can kind of break down Royal Oak into different complications. The first one being time and date only, which is what you see here. Then you have the chronograph, then you have the annual calendar, then the tourbillon, then the minute repeater, and maybe the open work, this kind of thing. So this is at the very beginning of that. It's the cheapest all rose gold that you can get. So if you want to be into a rose gold, an all gold AP Royal Oak, and want to be in it, less than $100,000, then this is what you would choose, because you would choose one without any complications, which is time and date only. All right, and of course the sky's the limit. They have all sorts. They have open work with gems on it, tourbillons with gems on it. This can easily cost you anywhere between $200,000 and $500,000. But if you just want to have an all rose gold AP, well, this would be it. You could start with this one. Okay, and it's not a bad place to start. It's not a bad place at all. All right, I will tell you next about the case. The case is 41 millimeters. They also make a Royal Oak in 39 millimeters, which is jumbo. It doesn't have this blue dial though. So 41 is pretty much the largest that they make. And yeah, it's going to fit most people. Most men with a wrist size of 7 inches or larger could benefit from a 41 millimeter. It's a fantastic size and also a nice thickness, by the way. So 41 millimeters. The watch wears large, I want to let you know. So if you compare this to example like Patek Philippe at 41 millimeters, like one of their complications, it's going to sit much larger because first the lugs of this thing are quite large, and you cannot only look at diameter when you look at the size of watch. You also have to look at lug to lug distance, which is the distance going from 12 to 6, where the first entrance of the bracelet meets the case. And that distance on the Royal Oak is quite large. I think it's around 50 millimeters or so. Quite a long distance. So the watch wears big. Whereas on the, like a watch with a strap, like a Patek Philippe or something, or even a Code 1159, it doesn't have that extra space on the lugs, which this one does. And that space can, because of that, the watch seems smaller. So the watch wears big. It looks bigger than it really is. But anyways, it is 41 millimeters. That is true. That's from the bezel to bezel. And the thickness on it is remarkably thin. AP does a great job of keeping the thinness at only 10.5 millimeters, which is a really nice thickness because the watch is able now to fit under the suit cuff for many people who are wearing this in a dress type manner. Okay, that is the thickness. And it has, of course, a screw down locked crown, which is a good thing because then instead of popping out when you go into water, you can screw it down. All right, let's talk about the next part, which is the dial. The dial is what has changed. I told you I was going to tell you what the differences are. The dial has changed from the previous generation in that the hour markers are now longer and the hands almost meet the hour marker, as well as on the area where it says the name, it no longer says the logo AP. It has the words written, and not only are they written, they are written in gold. Before they were printed in white or black, and they had a logo that was embossed in gold. That was a little bit busy on a dial of this size, so they changed it for the words Audemars Piguet instead of a logo, which I think looks much better. And they also put it in gold. And by the way, I'll just have you know that I think it's a fantastic thing to put it in gold like this. I think it adds a lot of cost to the watch. They do it on all their models, or all their recent models at least. They've gone over that, and I think they'll continue doing that. It's a great idea because the name is really what makes this watch so expensive. So it makes sense to put that in the most precious metal, which is gold. If you look at other brands such as Patek Philippe, they actually only print it there, which I don't think it's very expensive to print, something, your name. And they even do so on their grand complications that cost $200,000 or even $300,000. They print it, which is a little bit cheap, to be honest. I think it's much more elegant way to do it by placing it in gold. Okay, or the material that it matches. So if in white gold, it's in white, or platinum, it's in platinum. All right, anyways, the hour markers and the hands are what's changed, as well as the logo. And the dial itself is using what AP calls the Grand Tapisserie dial, which is the little tiny waffles. And they call it the iconic blue Nuage 50, which is the same shade of blue that they used in the 1972 model, which is basically unchanged as a dark navy blue. It's actually really beautiful. I think this is probably my favorite color. I even prefer it over the green because green is hard to match with other things. I like it in this blue. So blue it's almost like a black, but it has a little color to it. It just looks fantastic. The dial has pink gold applied hour markers, and the hour hands have luminescent on it. You might think that's not a big deal, but it is, because you need to read this watch at night, and a lot of us do wear the watch at night to parties, to dinner, to sleep, even to whatever it is that you do at night. And it'd be nice to know what time it is, especially on a watch of this price point, right? It's better not to take it off, better to keep it on your wrist. All right, let's move on to the movement, or the bracelet. The bracelet is an integrated bracelet. It's probably one of the most iconic parts of this watch, along with the bezel. By the way, I should mention the bezel is actually the most iconic part of the watch. It uses this octagonal shape. You can't miss it. It has a hexagonal screw that goes in from the back. It has a satin finish on top with beveled edges that are high polished. And then it integrates and looks as a cohesive unit as part of the bracelet that integrates into it, and it has these interlinks that are actually also high polished in between the interlinks, satin finish on top with the beveled edge, high polish down the side. It's just fantastically done. The buckle is also done perfectly. It's no change really from the previous generation on this bracelet. On the gold versions, they were both thin to begin with. This has a reference 1320. The old one had a 1220, but it doesn't really matter. The bracelet is more or less the same. They actually fit the same parts. The links, they fit from the old version to this one. But the only difference here is that this one has a little bit more of a taper. So the first two interlinks, they are shorter. They were longer before, which made the taper more less taper. But now the taper is bigger, so because the links are smaller. Only the first couple, they're a little bit shorter. They were longer before, they're shorter, which makes it taper a little bit more, which makes it fit your wrist a little bit more. Before it would flare out, you had to have a bigger wrist. Now you could wear this, anyone with a 7-inch wrist or larger could wear it, no problem. Even a 6.75 could wear it. If you have a wrist smaller than that, probably I suggest you go to a different size. They make 38s and 37s. Okay, anyways, now time to look at the movement here. The movement is a caliber 4302. It's not different from the previous generation. It was created back in 2017. They use it on their codes. It's an in-house movement. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. It has a big cutout rotor. And it's a large movement as opposed to the tiny-ass movement that they used before that you could barely even see it. They had to put a spacer even so that you could see it. So now it just really looks like a very manly and aggressive, movement. It looks fantastic. It has a power reserve high, which is 70 hours. Before, the old ones were like, I don't know, 48 or something. Now it has a much longer power reserve. So it's beautiful. It works well. It's precise. It's really top of the line. Time to try this watch on my wrist. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. And my thoughts are, well, AP is one of my favorite brands. AP, Patek, Rolex, and Richard Mille are the top brands in my opinion. AP is definitely up there. I can't say which one I like better because they're all four of those I say are really good. Okay, so what do I think about this watch? Well, if you want to enter, as I said, into a royal oak and you want to have it in all gold and you don't want to pay $200,000-300,000, well, this would be a good option. They only make it in blue or black. That's it, no green. So it's a nice option if you want to pay under $100,000 for this watch and look like a total baller. Well, actually, you would be a baller if you have $100,000 and you can buy a watch. Then you definitely are a baller. And look, if you are a baller, please click on the link in the description below and buy this at the lowest price because we're still conscious about your money. We want to make sure your money goes well spent. So go to jazztime.com to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.